It's time for you to heal. You've been carrying that weight long enough, and you've been hiding it. You got a wound so big that you've been trying to cover up with all your activities and your busyness, but you haven't fully decided to heal. One thing I've learned in my own healing journey is that when you truly decide to heal, you learn how to give grace to other people. Because sometimes how they react is based on their own issues, and we all have them. I found myself reacting to different things because I was stressed out and overwhelmed and overstimulated, and realizing that sometimes you just got too much on your mind that you just need to release. So as I've been, walking along my therapeutic journey since maybe around February, I've gotten to write a whole lot more. Learning my different attachment styles and why my attachment styles were the way they were. Focusing on how to maintain a more secure attachment style and learning to not be in dismissive, avoidant behaviors, to not indulge in those kind of behaviors. So to be honest, healing is not a one-step process, but you got to heal the inner parts of you that you've been hiding. You got a mother-sized wound. You got a father-sized wound. Sometimes the reason you treat people the way you do is because of something you haven't let go of from your childhood. You didn't feel loved. You didn't feel heard. You didn't feel seen. The one person that you wanted to see you was never around. The one person you felt that was supposed to love you hurt you. So now you find it hard to love. And knowing, again, as I've been going through this journey on my own, that's kind of humbling to know that we all in this boat together. Like, nobody's perfect. And sometimes we have so much pride and ego in the way that we try to overlook, not even overlook, we try to overlook our own inadequacies and blame people for stuff that's not really their fault. Because honestly, the very thing that you're projecting onto somebody else, that you're mad at with them, is really what you're mad at within yourself. That's why we really need to take the time to heal. And we really need to ask God, to reveal the areas. You can't heal from nothing that you don't openly confess that's going on. Like, if you go to the doctor can't help you with nothing that you need. They can't provide the right treatment that you need if you don't speak on what's hurting. So I think it's time that you just need to talk about it. Talk about it, be open about it. Find you a group of people that you can actually assess these feelings with. Find you a licensed therapist that you can sit down and talk to, or even if you have to do the little online chats, do what needs to be done. And of course, involve God in the process so that you can fully be restored into the version of you that He's seen. Don't wait too long, because even in your relationships with people, your trauma will show. It'll really show. I remember it was a time where people used to say, "You don't give nobody grace. You always cutting people off as soon as something happened." And I sat back and I had to take a moment, and I realized it's because I don't give myself grace. I'm so hard on myself so that whenever anything goes wrong, I blame myself for why it didn't happen the way it should have happened. But again, that's a trauma response. So that's something I have to work through and overcome in a sense. But it's a journey, you know what I'm saying? It's really a journey. And we can't just make it seem like one way, you know what I'm saying? It's really a journey. So again, I advise you, really do what you have to do. If you don't have the money for therapy, like, there are different ways you can go about this healing journey. And maybe I should give y'all some of my tips and tricks that'll help you along the way that I've learned. Healthy ways. Because I used to hide all my pain in drugs and alcohol, women. But that's not me no more. And I apologize to anybody who caught me in transition. Because if you were catching me in transition, you might would have got a version of me that I was coming out of. Because I'm just not that. I'm not that person no more. I'm honestly disgusted with the person I used to be. So I make every day an effort every single day to not be that person no more. Because it's not worth it. That wasn't the best version of me. But I'm becoming the best version of me. And when you're becoming a new version of yourself, you also have to give yourself grace for walking into the kind of person that you've always been, Because who you were as a child is kind of who you become overall. But if you hang on to the hurts as a child, you'll only become that hurt child. So again, be intentional this year. Heal. Mend. And even, mend those relationships with people that you messed up because of your outbursts. Because it's not good. It's not good to be out here moving alone. I'm one that actually likes to be alone, and I most of the time isolate myself from people just because I'd rather be alone, and I only know how to be alone. So it's kind of challenging for me to be around people, but you also have to get to a place where even those people you pushed away, make an effort to reconnect. If they don't want to reconnect, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? That's their issue, not yours, for real. I know, pushing people away can hurt people. But I believe people who are healed and are catered and gifted to your assignment, they will understand you on a deeper level than just your trauma, but be able to give you the grace that you need to be okay, Like, I just have to be more patient with him, you know? Sometimes we gotta be more patient with each other. We so quick to give up on one another instead of being that place of refuge and safety. That's why I don't like getting into arguments. That's not my thing. Because whenever I'm provoked to anger, that's an opportunity for me to say something I don't mean. And even with saying something that I don't mean, it's more so like the wrong kind of spirit will come out, and the wrong kind of spirit, and sometimes we don't realize I'm not even gonna get too deep, but sometimes spirits get into our communion with people. I say a lot of the times, not even sometimes, spirits can get into our communion with people and cause a division among us and derail our destiny. Like, the devil loves to sow discord. But if he can keep you trapped in your trauma, the discord is already there. He just got to push that one button, because he know if I push this little trigger right here, you're going to react. We got to stop giving the devil a foothold over our life, because that's the only reason we still trapped in these cycles. Like, you wonder why you're not growing. You wonder why you're not healing. You wonder why you keep feeling the same things over and over again. Sometimes you got to take a step back and say, dang, it's me. It's me. I'm the issue. You know, when you finally take a step back and stop blaming people for everything they did to you and realize that you the problem, then you like, dang, my fault. I got to apologize. Like, that, man, I apologize so much now. Like, bro, at a point in time, bro, you couldn't get me to apologize to nobody for nothing. Like, that was just how I felt. Nah, you was gonna feel it. Like, what? You be all right? Nah, but it's not like that no more, man. Bro, you gotta give grace. You have to give grace. Like, I know it's hard, but you really have to give grace. Like, grace is something we all need. Like, truly imagine, like, if God really gave up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if God gave up on you in the midst of you doing all this mess that you was doing, how would you feel? Like, I know many nights I used to cry out to God, like, God, why you don't leave me? Why you don't leave me like everybody else? Because obviously they didn't want me. Obviously they didn't care. If they really cared, they would have made an effort, or they would have tried to be here, or this, that, and the third. And God was just like, bro, I'm not like that. Stop giving me human characteristics when I'm not human. And I was like, dang, bro, like, God really does things in such a unique way that we don't even begin to fathom. Like, and that's kind of my whole thing with this Jericho thing. Like, bro, I'm not here to I'm not here for the fun and games. Like, at the end of the day, you can't come around me and not grow. Like, it's absolutely impossible. Like, people I done met that actually, like, stuck with me through my transitions and stuff like that, they can see the growth in me. And then those people have also grown because they connected to me. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand who you connected to as well. Like, if you connected to people who are always in toxic situations, the way you see things will be toxic. Like, you'll always see things out of a toxic point of view, and it might not necessarily be that. Like, I know, like, it's kind of countercultural to sit here and be like, you need to be patient. But that's a fruit of the spirit. Like, we can't be asking somebody to give us something that we're not willing to give to. You know what I'm saying? You have to get to a point where you get to the mindset of what I'm searching for, I need to be able to give. You know you always angry about something. You know your mouth is terrible. You know you can't keep a secret for nothing. You know doggone well that if anybody say something to you, you just going off. Like, but you want somebody to be patient with you. What? Bro, God had to check me, bro. I'm telling you, God had to check me, bro. Like, I'm talking about I was doing something. Man. And I was getting mad. At somebody. And like, God was like, you be doing the same thing. And I sat back, I said, oh, that's crazy. Like, okay. And like, man, as I've been growing more with God and understanding, like, bro, we married with God in the spirit, man. We are married with God in the spirit. And so with us being married with God in the spirit, the more time we spend with him, the more we look like him. You know what I'm saying? The more we love like him, the more we treat people like he does. And so a person can tell if you spend time with God or not based on how you act. The Bible says you will know them by their fruits. Do they have the fruit of the Spirit? See, we talk a good game. We can point out the flaws in everybody else. Point out everything that's wrong with everybody else. But do you check you? Bro, that's why this healing thing is important, bro. That's why this healing thing is very important. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, when it comes down to really like healing and learning about yourself, you need to understand that you can't put people under this tiny little lens and try to dissect everything. Because how would you feel if somebody dissected you? We can talk a good game about healing. We can talk it. We can say, oh, I'm healed because I don't do that. But you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, God don't like double standards. He don't like double standards, and he don't got no favorites. He is not a respecter of persons. Like, when are we gonna get in our heads that the very thing that God is trying to reveal in us is in our community? Like, bro, like, I've been learning so much about this being in my relationship with God. Like, again, it's a relationship with God. So it being a relationship with God, we know that the purpose of a relationship or a union, or when two people come together to become one, you can't become one with God trying to do your own thing. Where can two go unless they agree? Real talk. You can't be doing this thing, talking about God this and God that, and we really tight for real. Bro, you ain't tight with God. Bro, because if If he was to take you out this junk right now, bro, he'll tell you was lukewarm. Because you ran, bro. You run. What do you run to? You know what I'm saying? What do you run to instead of him for healing? Do you run to the drugs? Do you run to the alcohol? Do you run to the sex? Do you run to the parties? Like, what are you running to? Like, stop running. Stop running. You keep running to all these things, but you're not running to God to give you the healing that you need. Like, you sitting there coping. Stop coping. Stop coping. I know that's how you did it when you was out there in the world. We're not in the world no more. We in the kingdom. Shout out Pastor AJ. He said we in the kingdom. But man, like, bro, we in the kingdom now. Like, what is you still walking sideways? Like, you don't want God for real. You don't want God for real. I remember he used to say that thing during the service. And I'd be like, but I do want. But then I sat back one night and I said, you don't want God for real. You still playing with your flesh. And I tell y'all what, I've been 5 months sober. I ain't touched not a piece of nothing. I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored. Yo, I'm healed for real. Like, I'm really healed, set free, and delivered. Like, never would I thought I would have made it this far, but it was a process. Like, but the question I had to ask myself was, do you want God more than your sinful nature? That's when you learn how to heal. Do you want God more than the substitutes that you put in front of him? Than your idols? Do you want God more than your idols? Anything you run to outside of God to get a fix of something can become an idol and an addiction. Bro, I walk around campus so much, bro. I used to go around campus so much and I'd be like, dang, bro, all I smell is weed. Like, all I see is people with a bunch of bottles in their hands every weekend. Bro, we don't like to be honest, but we really got a whole bunch of addicts. Oh, bro, he just popped. Man, you love to get high. Like, and we giggling. Like, but we addicts. Like, what? We addicts. What are we talking about? We sitting here addicts. Like, yo, no. No. We real life addicts, and we sitting here trying to make it seem like this how everything supposed to be. No, we being stupid. Like, bro, if you don't go deal with your trauma and heal, like, we real life done got to a point where we don't even try to heal no more. Like, we like, shoot, I be straight. Bro, you trying to be hard body for what? You is soft. You is soft. You soft. You soft. Like, oh my gosh, man, bro. When I tell you this healing thing ain't no joke, but like where I'm at right now in my life, like I'm so much better than where I was. And now I can't even play with y'all when it comes to this healing. Like, bro, I give people so much grace now because of who I am now as a person. And like, again, like if you would have caught me back in, bro, y'all wanna know, like, y'all wanna know how angry I get. Nobody has ever really seen me mad, but y'all wanna know, like, who really seen me mad for real, bro? Y'all go ask my mama. Like, go ask my mama. Like, my mama will tell you, man, it's been plenty of times they done had to strap me down, cause that's how mad I get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I was. That's who I was, and a lot of people don't know that. Like, they see me, they be like, oh, he's such a nice person. Yeah, bro, I used to cut up. I used to cut up for real. I used to cut up for real, boy. Man, I could have been living crazy, bro. I could have really been living crazy. Like, And I'm still cool with a lot of people I could have been moving crazy with. And they still cool with me. Like, they just like, oh, what's up? But they know, like, if they ever see me get pissed off, they like, oh, bro, who done did something to him? Cause everybody know now, like, I'm such the chill dude. Why? Cause I done healed, bro. And I be feeling like sometimes people think I be depressed, but that's not even true. Like, I'm genuinely in a good place, in a good space in my life right now. But I also have to carry the burden that God has given me. You know what I'm saying? This burden that God has given me, the Messiah of God, the Messiah. Yeah, y'all look that word up. But Messiah means burden, the burden of God. You know what I'm saying? But that thing that God has really given me, like, bro, that sucker heavy, like. Bro, you think my, like, I feel like people think my life easy because I open up windows for time. Bro, my life is not peaches and cream. Like, I come out here and I do whatever needs to be done for where I need to be based on where I'm at. And so, honestly, you got to get to a point now where it's like, bro, I'm just trying to grow with God. I'm just trying to grow with God. Cause, man, that burden is not easy. Like, bro, I know the whole thing about being equally yoked. But are you equally yoked with God, though? We don't want to talk about, but are you equally yoked with God, though? Like, the whole thing with equally yoked is, it's two oxen that carry a load to plow a field. Both of the oxen carry a load to carry out the work of the farmer's, you know what I'm saying, delegation. But at the same time, there are always other oxen that come into the field. So then those oxen have to be trained up by senior oxen that already been in the field. Like, in the body of believers, like, there are always going to be new people that come into the faith. And sometimes being equally yoked is not about you and the same person being on the same level spiritually, but it's about them being able to carry the same load and you training them how to carry the load. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's always important for one to be more mature than the other in the thing. So then by the time you mature in it, y'all both carry the same weight. Like, and I'm not, bro, and I'm not telling you be with no, like, dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, be with somebody who's really pursuing God for real. Not for play and not for show. Like, I sat in the background most of my life because I felt like everybody was making it seem like my words, the words that I speak, would make me seem hypocritical based on the life I was living. But it's not me being hypocritical, it's that God really speaks through me. You know what I'm saying? And the very words that I might be telling somebody else, it's what God is telling me. Like, in that same moment that I'm speaking to somebody, he's telling me. And then I'm like, dang, word. Okay. That's what you telling me. Like, but that's one of his gifts. That's one of his gifts he gave me. Like, God will give me words of knowledge, words of wisdom, words of encouragement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that stuff to help build up other people. And I remember, like, I'm really becoming like the person I really used to be. Cause before I knew as much word as I knew, like, bro, I used to, man, it's been so many times people wanted to kill themselves, and And they come hit my phone like, bro, I can't do this no more. And I'm just pouring into them, and I don't even know why. They like, bro, like, you really saved my life. Like, I done had countless people come up to me years later like, bro, you really saved my life. And I'm like, what? Bro, you never know how you assign to somebody's healing. You never know, bro. You never know. Like, you never really know. Like, every experience that you go through in life, every trial and tribulation, like, it's to help somebody else heal, help somebody else become. Like, it's something Lecrae said. He said, my scars show you what it looks like to heal. And something I like to say sometimes you got to lose your mind to find yourself. Bro, it was in those moments where I felt so crazy, felt so lost and so misunderstood that I was able to find a better version of myself within the chaos. Like, bro, who are you? Who are you? That's what we need to understand. Like, who are you? Like, God has really, like, shaped and molded us to be more like him. But we resist that when we don't choose to heal. And the thing about healing, bro, healing takes time. And if we don't take the time out to heal, we'll always be fixers. Because there's a difference between healing and fixing. Fixing, you just trying to solve the problem. And I found myself doing that a lot. Like, I realized a person who tries to fix things so much is a person that always is trying to, that doesn't allow themselves to feel their emotions. So I got to a point where I stopped allowing myself to feel emotions. But a person who heals actually gives time and grace for themselves and people to become. So, you know what I'm saying? It's more like they sit back and they be like, no matter how long it takes, I'm going to always be right here with you. You know what I'm saying? Even in this hard time, I'm going to always be here with you. But when you're a fixer, you want the result right now. Like, I'm telling y'all, I've really been doing this little healer joke. People don't know, like, I have so much knowledge. I have so much knowledge and wisdom that I really don't like talking, but that's kind of like a traumatic response, bro. Because the reason I don't like speaking, and sometimes my words get jumbled up and it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, is one, because I'm speaking too fast, because I used to have a fear that if I didn't speak fast enough and say what I needed to say quick enough, the reaction would be so bad. Like, the reaction that a person would give me would be so bad if I didn't say exactly what they needed to hear in that moment. But now I have to give myself time to speak and allow my mind to process what I'm actually trying to say. So now it's more so I didn't like speaking because I never felt heard. You know what I'm saying? But somebody came up to me and they was like, bro, whenever you drop a video, bro, I listen. Like, because you always dropping some type of knowledge and some type of wisdom. And you always speaking on what I need to hear. Like, many people come up to me and tell me stuff like that. I be like, bro, it's God, bro. It ain't me. It ain't me. Like, I'm honored that I'm a vessel. But I didn't get this wisdom, knowledge, and all that from reading. Like, a lot of this stuff, I had to live life for real. Like, I did not have no easy. My childhood was not easy. It was not easy. But I learned to be the kind of person I am through it. You know what I'm saying? And the unhealed version of you, you'll sit back and you'll try to change everything in your childhood. But the healed version of you is just appreciative of what you went through because it made you who you are today. Like, everything I went through made me who I am today. And I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed to be in this space because I know deep down, somewhere, somehow, it's bringing somebody into the knowledge that they need to get to their destination. And that's all I'm here for, man. That's all I'm here for, man. I'm really the kind of person that I've been able to do this since a kid, but I can look into a person's eyes. I can look into a person's eyes and see what they're going through. I can see the kind of pain they carry. And just something in my spirit won't let me allow them to settle where they at. And so I have to help. And that's always been my thing. I help people. And sometimes that's my biggest problem. I was talking with my mentor, shout out Pastor D. He was like, man, because I got a lot of female friends. Because I really don't like kicking it with dudes because of how ignorant they act sometimes. But I know I need to start hanging around dudes a little bit more because that's the issue with America right now. We have a lack of men present, which is causing us to be in these situations where fathers ain't home. Boys don't know how to control themselves, and it's so much. But I was talking with him, and he said, the time that you spend with a female, I know people don't like the word female, but I use that as a generalized gender statement just because you have girls and you have women. Not every girl is a woman, and not every woman is a girl. You know what I'm saying? If you pick it up, you pick it up. If you slow, I'm sorry. Lord forgive me. Bless their heart. That was my flesh. But nah, he was saying how, bro, the more time you give to women, women take something from you whether you realize it or not. And it can be through conversation, you spending time with them. They get something from you. And so by the time you line up with the person that you're supposed to be with, you don't have enough because you done gave out yourself so much to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, I didn't understand fully. But as time progressed, I realized sometimes your healing journey is selfish because you need to focus more on you than being able to help somebody else. And you can tell when a person has traumatic issues and stuff like that because they're not okay, but they're trying to help everybody else be okay. And somehow they feel like that will fix them, but they're discrediting themselves. They're not really focusing on themselves enough to be able to heal the way they need to heal. And I really pray somebody listen to this whole thing for real. Because I'm probably this joint probably going to be chopped up, cut in parts, posted at different times. But I really pray that somebody gets this and they heal. Because, man, bro, we don't even know how much we haven't healed until God places different people in our life. I believe, I truly believe, as we come to the agreement of being made in the image and likeness of God, that we understand that that means we become his reflection. And I wrote a poem called Mirrors. But I'm not finna get into all that. But the concept and the whole idea was the kind of person that you attract is what's reflected on the inside of you. You know what I'm saying? So when you get around certain people and you get upset with them about stuff, understand you attracted this person to you. Like, and that's something you need to work on. And I found it to be where I looked at how I've been dissecting how different people react in different situations and how they operate in their relationships and marriages and stuff. And so some people, they like, oh, this is my best friend and X, Y, and Z. Yeah, we knew each other since childhood. Yada, yada, yada. We built the friend, this, that, and the third. Cool. And some of them are able to handle conflict because they understand the pivotal moments in each other's life. But some people had that initial infatuation, and then when conflict arose, they're like, no, I can't deal with you no more. So they just kind of like cut their feelings off of this person. Not realizing like that conflict is supposed to help you grow. You know, you're supposed to learn something. And so I believe like a lot of times why marriages fail is because we choose not to learn more about the person that we're with. Like, I believe a lot of times we get lazy. We get lazy in our relationships with people. And I see how sometimes how people have gotten lazy in their relationships and in their marriages because you like, oh, I've been with this person such and such years, but like your wife still want to be taken out and showboated and stuff like that. Your husband still want to cuddle with you at night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't neglect the small things. The more we push off the little things, the more we choose not to operate the way everything was designed and intended. Like, bro, you have to continually learn that person because feelings are going to fade. Like, your feelings are fickle. The moment you get hurt or the moment they do something that you don't like, you automatically go in this like red zone. But it's not about your feelings. It's more so about the purpose. The purpose of marriage is to make you more into the image of Christ. Like, don't be with nobody that you're infatuated with. Be with somebody that makes you want to grow more and more each day. Like, you can't be with nobody that sits there that allows you to stay the same, because that ain't the way. Like, if they allow you to stay the same, they don't love you for real. But you got to be with somebody that's gonna be like, nah, you need to start doing this and you need to start doing this and you need to start doing that. Not in a controlling way, but trying to really get you to, you know what I'm saying, to heal and become the person that you've always been meant to be, and not the kind of person that you feel like you are. Because if you think who you is right now is cool, I promise you, you suck. I promise you suck, bro. You need to get around somebody. Like, my thing lately has been get around somebody, be with somebody who pisses you off enough to make you change. To make you change. Like, don't just be with somebody that you say you love. Be with somebody that pisses you off enough to be like, oh, I can't stay like this. I can't stay like this. But that's healing. You know what I'm saying? God will bring those people into your life to help you heal. You know what I'm saying? You never know how God is using somebody and what you're assigned to. Like, bro, that marriage is an assignment. And not everybody called to it. Because not everybody got the patience. And see, man, some people out here like, they so like, man, I'm so ready for my husband. I'm so ready for my wife. Man, I said that one time. And God said, you need to learn how to manage you so you learn how to manage her. And then he said, okay, don't tell me that you love her. Don't tell me that you love her. But you ain't gonna die for her. I said, oh, this how we coming. Yeah. Bro, your feelings gonna fade. Feelings gonna fade, but it's about the choice. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is the choice that I'm choosing to love this person each day. Like, love is not a feeling. So don't get that misconstrued. So in the same way, you make a decision every day that I'm going to follow God and I'm going to become more made in the image and likeness of him. Because that's really all it is, bro. That's how we heal, bro. When we decide to heal, like, that's all it is. We're becoming more and more like Christ. But if we negate the healing and we don't allow ourselves to receive the kind of healing that we're asking for, we crying out, God heal me, God heal me. Well, I just put this person in your life to help you heal. I just put this job in your life to help you, understand yourself better. I put these situations to help you do this. And you thinking like your life is so terrible. But God is just orchestrating your development. Like, bro, I swear y'all be soft, man. Y'all be soft, bro. Y'all be soft, bro. I was moving crazy and had faith that I was going to sleep every night. Every night and gonna wake up the next day. I was moving crazy. But God kept me. You know what I'm saying? Why we don't got that same faith when we get into the faith? You know what I'm saying? Like, now you're worrying about everything. Worrying is a trauma response. It's a fear. It's when you don't have control, you worry a lot. And sometimes that's why you anxious. And insecurities is a root of pride. Like pride is the root to insecurities. Because your insecurities is you acknowledging yourself over God. Is you acknowledging what you can't do. But God said with all things, he said, with me, all things are possible. Like, you just got to believe that. Like, come on, bro. But I'm going to give y'all that. But this is just the first episode of many. I'm working on this stuff, so stuff is going to change sooner or later. But for episode 1 of the Jericho pod, let's go.